Hello, it's Paige Green from Paige Green's Tutoring, and today we're going to be having a look at solving equations, but when we've got unknowns on both sides. So what we mean when we say we have unknowns on both sides is that we've got x's on this side and x's on this side. Obviously they could be y's, z's, any letters, just two things that we don't know that are on both sides. So in order to solve this, we need to get the unknowns on one side. And then we can go ahead and solve them like a two-step equation. So let's have a look at how we do this. The first step that we're going to take is to highlight both of the unknowns. Now, once you've done that, highlighting both of the unknowns, you can now have a go at identifying the smallest value. So out of 2x and x, my x is the smallest. So we want to get rid of our smallest value of x. Now, because it's a positive x, to get rid of it, we need to do the opposite. So we're going to take away x from both sides. So 2x take away x is just x. We've still got our 3 because we can't simplify that down because they're not like terms. And then we got rid of that x, so we've just got 6 left. Now that's a lot easier to solve because we've got x plus 3 equals 6. You might be able to kind of solve it, but let's do this formally. To get rid of this 3, we need to do the opposite, which is taking away that 3. So we're going to get x equals 3. So that would be our first one. Let's have a go at this second one. So again, we've got to highlight the values of unknowns or our x's. And then we've got to identify the smallest value. Now, out of 6x and 4x, 4x is the smallest. So we're going to get rid of our smallest value of x from both sides. So to get rid of the 4x, because it's positive, we're going to take it away from both sides. So 6x take away 4x leaves me with 2x. We've still got that negative 7 there because we can't collect them because they're not like terms. We've gotten rid of that 4x there. So we've just got minus 2. Now this looks a bit like one of our two-step equations. So remember, we're doing x times 2 and then we're taking away 7 to give us negative 2. So when we're going backwards, we've got to make sure we're doing the opposites. So the last thing we did was taking away 7. So that's the first thing we're going to get rid of. So to get rid of this negative 7, we're going to add it onto both sides. So I'm going to get 2x. We've got rid of that 7. Now minus 2 plus 7 leaves me with 5. And now I can just get rid of this 2 by dividing both sides by 2. Because remember, that's like 2 lots of x, so the opposite is dividing by 2. Now, 5 divided by 2 could give it as a decimal, which is 2.5, or we can just leave it as a fraction like that. Either way is completely fine. Let's have a look at one more example before I get you to have a go at some on your own. So this time, we're going to do exactly the same, but you can see we have 3x here, but this is a minus 4x. We've got to make sure we're taking into account the sign in front of it as well. Now, because we've got minus 4x and 3x, the smallest value is now this negative 4. Because obviously, because it's below 0, it's going to be smaller. So to get rid of it, I'm going to add it onto both sides. Because that's the opposite of taking it away. So it gets rid of it on this side. 3x plus 4x is 7x. And then we've got that 19 there. Now remember, solving our two-step equation, so we're going to get rid of this negative 19. The opposite of negative 19 is to add. So we're going to add 19 to both sides, which gives us 21 and leaves us with that 7x. And then to get rid of this 7, we're doing the opposite, which is to divide by 7. So that leaves me with 3 on that side and just my x there. So you can see there how we've ended up getting x equals 3. Okay, so now I would like you to have a go at these questions. It's 3 questions there, putting into practice what we've looked at. So have a go, pausing this video, having a go at the questions and pressing play when you're ready to carry on. Okay, so with these questions then, we're doing exactly what we did before. First, highlighting both values of x and determining the smaller one. Once we've done that, we can get rid of the smallest value of x. Now here we're taking away that 2x because it's the opposite of positive x. And now we've got a two-step equation. So getting rid of that 1 leaves me with 2x equals 6 because we're taking it away. And getting rid of that 2 by just dividing by 2, leaving me with x equals 3. For this second one then, exactly the same. So highlighting those values of x, determining which one's smaller, which would be our 4, and getting rid of it from both sides. So taking that 4x away because it is a positive 4x, so that's the opposite. Now solving my two-step equation by getting rid of that negative 9 by adding it onto both sides. And last step, getting rid of that 2 by dividing both sides by 2. So I get x equals 4. Now for this final one, a bit trickier because we've got that negative, so just making sure we're taking into account that. So this time our smallest value is that minus 4x. Now this time to get rid of it, remember we're doing the opposite, so we're adding on that 4x to both sides. And that gives us a nice little two-step equation to solve. So I'm going to get rid of my 8 by taking it away, because that's the opposite. And then getting rid of my 10 by dividing by 10. So I'm going to get x equals 3. So hopefully that helped you understand how we solve equations with unknowns on both sides. Feel free to come to the next video where we're going to kind of put all our knowledge of solving equations together, and we're going to look at setting up and solving equations. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video.